Penis Pujak. What?
Penis.
Okay.
I love it. All right, I think we're live, right?
Actually, if we're live, then hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the Team Gravity Fight Night. So if you're tuning in for the Team Gravity Fight Night, you have come to the right place. We're going to see some awesome players. My name is Fear Dragon, and I'm joined here today with Shadow. How are you doing today, Shadow?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome because we have StarCraft, and in fact, we have StarCraft so much that we actually have to start immediately. So we're going to jump straight into the game. We're going to talk a little bit about these two players. We have KoreanAir versus LaGT's Cham. Now, both these players are super awesome. I'm sure that we have some statistics that you just saw actually pulled up, but let's go ahead and really quickly jump in to the actual player introduction, and we'll just talk a little bit about some of those statistics that are pulled up. All right? So as we spawn up here in the top left-hand corner of Akalon Waste, we have the red Zerg player representing Team Gravity is Gravity's KoreanAir.
And spawning in the bottom right, we haven't determined what his team name actually stands for yet, but it is LaGT's Cham. We know that he is a Latin American team, so we're guessing it's Latin American gaming or something like that.
Yeah, this is not to be confused with the North American latest and greatest team. That is actually a different team, although they have the exact same capitalization. Weirdly enough, they just decided to do the exact same capitalization. So,
and by the way, we have a 10 pool already from KoreanAir.
Okay. This is actually just wrapping up so quickly. These two players don't want to wait for anybody, but just a little bit of quick info about these two players. KoreanAir, normally a little bit better known for his macro, his creep spread, but he is also known doing some varied strats. So I think, what do you think about this opening, Shadow?
Well, I think it's not going to do too much because Cam went hatch first, so he's going to be, or excuse me, pool first, so he's going to be able to defend pretty well.
Okay, so I mean, the pressure is definitely going to be on KoreanAir to make something happen with this, but as you said, like, he's going to be at a disadvantage. He's going to have to do something really smart to somehow back from this. But actually, we already have gas mining, so is it going to be some sort of speedling timing, or is maybe throw down a bail nest, or what?
Yeah, this could be a banling timing too. Although he's got plenty of gas, so I'm not sure what he's waiting for.
Yeah, kind of interesting. It looks like he was sending a drone to go build something.
There's the
in
banling
a
nest.
Oh, there it is. And I don't know, this I feel like I like the idea of a banling aggression a little bit more than just pure speedling right now. What do you think about it?
I think it's probably going to do well because I don't see Cam really spining up. I mean, he's got one spine in his mineral line, but he's not going to be able to defend the natural.
Oh god, I don't think he even knows necessarily that much about this, as the Zergans are going to be coming in. They're going to start to take away at those drones right now, and any drones lost this early off is going to be a huge deficit. He can't afford to lose a couple. He's still ahead, about 14-9. And oh my god, he's lost one drone so far. This is actually amazing.
Yeah, his mic was very good. Look at that drone drill right there. Very nice.
Oh, wow. And, I mean, as you said, Shadow, you were saying, like, Cham should be able to defend against those Zerglings very easily. Not only because he has that spawning pool down first, but, I mean, now he also has a hatchery up. As long as he can defend against the banelings, he's going to have a big larva advantage, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see the way this attack went. I think KoreanAir might have committed a little bit too much to harassing the drones instead of... Yeah, now he's going to try and get the natural down, but he might have spent a little bit too long chasing the drones around.
Oh, but it's not over yet. Those banelings are looking for the big hits, and right now the Zerglings are even outnumbering the banelings. Those two banelings are just going to be a big thorn inside. Oh, losing one baneling, that is a bit of a blunder right now. He has to be careful. Those banelings are going to be like very key and critical part of actually being able to try and take out this natural expansion.
Yeah, and right now, actually, Cam's speed is about halfway done, and we don't have speed yet from KoreanAir. So at some point, this attack is gonna lose steam if these baneling hits aren't successful.
Yeah, banelings are actually being forced to be canceled. Oh no, that is the worst situation possible right now for KoreanAir. He's not only down in drones, but he's going to be down from his speedling research, and now we even have Cham with more Zerglings, it looks like, 10 army supply to 7. Is anything going in KoreanAir's favor right now?
No, not at this point, unfortunately.
Giving it to me straight, Shadow. You're giving it to him straight. But I don't know, man. Maybe if he has some amazing micro, he can make this work. He's gonna have a bit of a home turf advantage at least.
He definitely does have that going
see
for him now.
Yeah. And I mean, with that home turf advantage, it looked like Cham at least gonna have to wait a little bit before he goes in. But now he's trying to move up the ramp, and I mean, the ramp is just gonna buy more time because everything's being funneled in through a choke.
It is, but if you take a look at the drone count now, Cam is doubling the number of workers.
Oh God.
Yeah, so he's just going to be able to brute force his way. I mean, KoreanAir might push for one more attack, but now Cam's Spanling Nest is going to be done by the time the Zerglings get there. Not to mention he's attacking the main of KoreanAir.
Oh God, and actually even more drones inside the base of Gravity's KoreanAir going down to these Zerglings, and even though he's going to deal with that, these drones have actually been weakening up for the Banelings that are going to be coming in. 2 more Banelings walking straight over to the middle line. Does he notice? He notices a little bit too late, and we are reduced to 4 drones. This is now Brood War, right? We are just starting the match in Brood War. Oh!
Nice.
Oh my God, that was a big Baneling hit for KoreanAir. Was it enough? I mean, he has to win the game right here, Shadow.
Yes, he does. He literally has to win right now. I would like to see another find from Cam, but I think he's probably going to be able to hold anyways.
Yeah, we just saw Banelings detonating on each other's Banelings and Zerglings, and even though the hatchery does end up falling for Cham, I mean, it's as you said, 18 drones to 4. We're 4 times, about 4.5 times as many drones for Cham over KoreanAir, and this is a difficult situation to deal with at this point. I'm not too sure what else he can do other than maybe consider what does he do in the next game. And I don't know, Shadow, what would you say he maybe try doing next game to do differently?
I don't see why he couldn't try doing the same thing again, or maybe some other aggressive build. I mean, this is a show match. You're not obligated to, you know, win this with a slow, boring game. So I wouldn't have a problem with him trying to mix it up again.
All right, GG gets called, and Lag Team's Cham takes game number 1. And I just want to actually let people know this is, in fact, a best of 5. Of course, the starting map, as you saw, was Akalon Waste, and these are just kind of the warm-up matches. So as you aptly pointed out, it's actually not even the final match. We're going to have some other great games coming up from Team Gravity's Serenity versus Neeb later on. And following it up, we're going to go to the main event, which will be Root Gaming's Minigun versus Team Gravity's Kraos. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, fantasy GG timing, yeah. It did take KoreanAir a while to GG out of that, but it's all right.
All right, but with that being said, like, I mean, you were saying you wouldn't be too opposed to seeing KoreanAir go for the exact same strategy.
Yeah, why not mix it up? You know, go for another 10 pool. Maybe instead of going Banelings, just go Speedlings.
That's so funny. Mix it up by not mixing up when your opponent probably thinks you're going to mix it up. That's some mind games right there.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
nothing to lose here.
Huh? Oh yeah, nothing to lose here, man.
Yeah, nothing to lose here. So, you know, play a little zany.
Yeah, definitely. And KoreanAir, as we actually saw in that intro player screen a little while ago, is actually a bit better known for his sort of more varied strat. So I'd love to see something like that out of him. And at the same time, I mean, Cham actually, ironically enough, known as a bit more of the aggressive player, but also a very solid defender. So I'm really, really curious also, what would you like to see out of Cham? I mean, he just won after holding off.
Well, you know, that's a good point. He did defend very cost effectively. I'm surprised he didn't put down a second spine. It probably would have made his defense even easier, but he was able to defend regardless with just a single spine in his rental line. So saying he's a good defender, I think, is a really good point, because his defense was very good. What would I like to see from him next game? Well, he's not afraid to go pool first. So honestly, do it again. Do it again, because I think the matches are more dynamic with pool first versus going 2-3 hatch before pool.
Okay, that actually sounds like a really, really good idea. I actually really like the sound of that. But with that being said, What map would you pick actually? Because we've talked now about 2 different styles that could each player could go for.
Well, this is Whirlwind. I mean, it's going to depend on where they spawn. If they
Ooh.
spawn cross spawn, some of these earlier builds, quicker builds are not going to be really that great because there's going to be plenty of time to see it coming and plenty of time to get defensive units out. So I'm not sure. Now that they've picked Whirlwind, maybe it'll slow the pace down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of wondering because I believe KoreanAir should have had the opportunity to pick this map. So this kind of indicates to me a little bit, since Whirlwind is such a big map, like you might be thinking, well, okay, the aggression didn't work. I'll switch it up into macro. And it is like not necessarily as mind game-ish as we thought, but hey, I mean, if you feel comfortable maybe in the later stages of ZVZ or after seeing, I guess, Cham's amazing defense early game, like you think, well, maybe I'll just try a completely different type of game because it's a best of 5. It's not a best of 3. If for some reason this doesn't work out, you have one more game to fall back on and try a different style with.
Yeah, he does.
So with that
we got a
being
lot of
said,
Spanish in the chat.
yeah, a lot of Spanish in the chat. So thank you guys all for tuning in. It's been super awesome. And yeah, it looks like we're gonna go ahead and get the game started. So once again, it is going to be KoreanAir versus Cham, game number 2, with Cham currently leading up 1-0. I'm really excited to see who exactly is going to be able to take this series, and actually just this game in particular, because game 2, such a key and vital game to actually take for mental status as well.
Absolutely. If Cam ends up winning this game too, he's going to have so much momentum going into the third that KoreanAir may just mentally roll over and die before the game even starts. So I think it's important that KoreanAir can actually, take a game. Try and even it up.
Yeah, that is
push the series out a little bit.
Yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and actually introduce the players as we spawn down here, the bottom left-hand corner of Whirlwind. On top of the blue Zerg player representing LaGT team, it is going to be Cham.
And spawning in the top right corner, currently down 1 game against Cam, it is Team Gravity's KoreanAir, which is, by the way, the actual name of an airline in Korea. Very interesting.
And they actually do a lot of StarCraft sponsorships, I believe.
Yes, they do.
They actually have like a giant plane with just like Kerrigan swooping down all over it. It looks amazingly cool, man.
All right, and let's see, what are they up to? I don't think we're going to see any early pool behavior here yet. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we are.
Like...
Yep.
Oh, really?
Well, we got gas here. Yeah, early gas here from Cam, but they're cross spawn, so it remains to be seen how effective this is going to be.
I'm curious if he's just. Oh god.
Yeah, he's definitely going for early speed, which I would highly recommend in ZVZ, but he's not going for a hyper aggressive build like KoreanAir did last game.
Yeah, this is such an interesting decision. I mean, he won't actually know where his opponent is for a little while, actually, because those overlords take a while to actually get to his opponent's, the top left-hand side, where his opponent actually is not. So, I don't know. Do you think this is going to work out well for him, or do you think this is just not exactly going to... took a risk, and it's not going to pay off?
Here's the thing, is because KoreanAir is going a much earlier hatch, and Cam is committing to early speed, he's going to have to do at least a little bit of damage in order to maintain parity in this game. If he doesn't do at least a little bit of damage, then KoreanAir is going to just out-macro him.
Okay, and we actually end up seeing 2 of those guys pull off that gas geyser for Cham, but then putting 2 guys back into it. That was actually kind of interesting.
That's kind of interesting. I wonder if he's going to try and put down a Baneling Nest as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like a bit of indecision or he's actually just mapped out a build that exactly, but with Zergling speed on the way, he is going to have the opportunity to get aggressive before his opponent has that Zergling speed, and he's going to have a pretty decent lead on that upgrade, I have to say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, as we end up seeing the Zerglings rallied across the map, I think that we're finally going to see that first Overlord spotting of the Zerglings.
And the Baneling Nest is down, by the way, for Cam.
Oh.
So he's doing a one-base, Baneling speed timing. He's going to try and at least get parity. And I'm not sure if KoreanAir realizes what's going on yet.
He's seen about 4 of the Zerglings moving across the map, and oh my god, Cham has actually moved his Zerglings in a nice path so that he's avoiding center map Overlord, so that he is not fully aware of the aggression that's coming in. Now we end up seeing the Zerglings coming in over to the natural expansion, and look at this. KoreanAir is just retreating back over to his main base.
Yeah, and the timing is incredible. Speed and Baneliness finish almost identical at the same times for Cham.
Wow, I guess he literally just mapped out and said, I need drone on gas for this long and then 3 drones on gas. But hold that thought. The Queen's doing a really, really nice blockade over here. The Banelings are morphing in, but I mean, until those Queens are knocked down, those Banelings are not going to be able to make too many big connections.
No, they're not. And those Queens are doing a good job holding, and KoreanAir is making a spine behind this.
Oh, nice hit over there for Cham right now, and Cham is looking pretty good in this game. He's going to be taking out that natural expansion. And Shadow, you were saying he needs to do some damage. Well, that looks like some good damage to me.
That's definitely some good damage. And they're almost even a worker count now. So Cham is actually droning behind this. So he's got a little more aggression left, and he's got a few Banelings. But he needs to be careful not to overcommit here, because then KoreanAir can come back with a nasty counterattack of his own.
Yeah, the Queens actually have enough energy for Transfuse, but he misses the Transfuse on the second Queen, and the Banelings are allowed to make those connections, but the Banelings from his opponent are actually morphing in. Yes, he's so careful now. He cannot afford to lose his own Zerglings, but there is a Cyclone to buy some great time there, and I mean, so many of those Zerglings are just taken out. I don't know if he did he do enough damage there?
Oh yeah, he definitely did enough damage, and he's got his own hatch halfway finished, so he is... Yeah.
Oh god, actually, all of my doubts were just quenched, not only by what you just said, but then seeing those Banelings come in and take out additional drones. We're up to 9 workers killed so far for Cham, and as you said, he's already started that natural expansion hatchery. And what exactly does KoreanAir do from this situation?
Well,
I mean,
this is the point at which most of high-level Koreans would just GG at this point, because they know they're behind a hatch, they know they're behind a drones, and they've got no chance of counterattacking. You're pretty much, there's nothing you can do. It's just a math game. But you know, you never know. You never know until it's over.
Yeah, you might as well stick into it, because hey, you might be able to make some amazing play happen, or your opponent might even make a little bit of a mistake, and we end up seeing some nice little Zergling micro going on in the center. And Cham is fighting, man. Cham is microing every single individual Zergling. He knows that every Zergling will make the difference. And right now, I'm sorry, I should say KoreanAir was also, KoreanAir is fighting hard to stay in this game, but we'll have to see if it's going.
He is fighting hard, but he's down, you know, he's got half the supply right now of Cham, and he's got half the eco as well. So it's going to be extremely hard for him to pull anything off with, you know, the same level of tech.
Oh man, and he has to be careful with his Banelings, because right now he's just so far behind economically that he cannot afford to produce a ton more Banelings for this defense right now. He has to get amazing Baneling hits off.
Indeed. And we have a lot of talk of Taco Bell and burritos in the chat. I'm liking this. I'm starting to get hungry already.
Oh, but hold on, I thought the Banelings are coming into the mineral line. The drones are trying to split up, but a lot of them already do end up falling, and we're actually down to 6 drones, and GG gets called. KoreanAir ending game number 1 with 4 and ending game number 2 with 6. So it's the transition from Brood War to StarCraft 2, just straight up.
So interestingly enough, instead of KoreanAir going hyper aggressive, it was Cham this time, feeling confident that he could win it with aggression, and he did. He pulled it off.
Yeah, Cham is playing amazingly well, and I mean, for such a young player, this is awesome to see, and especially someone from Mexico, like a Mexican player, hasn't really made a ginormous name for himself outside of, I think Major is a Mexican player. I think so.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think he's beyond him though. I can't really think of too many other really big name Mexican players, so I'm looking forward to seeing more from this kid, man. And we get to, because it's a best of 5, not a best of 3.
Indeed.
So, I mean, with that being though, KoreanAir in a really rough spot, and he's been kind of mixing it up, but so is his opponent, and now KoreanAir has to decide, do I try and play that super safe game and try and go for another macro game? Because, I mean, he picked Whirlwind. He tried to play a little bit more of a macro game.
And he had the ideal spawn position to go macro, and unfortunately it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, so, I mean, what do you do from that situation? Do you just cut your loss and say, well, well, screw it. I'm just gonna go for aggression again early on.
Honestly, I mean, only because this is a show match, I would just try and mix it up again. I just, go for something dynamic. Maybe do some type of roach timing or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, that would actually be really that'd be a really nice change up actually from all the stuff that we've seen. Toss in something that your opponent might not expect just because he hasn't seen it yet, right?
Yeah. And the audience is calling for me to be given salad. No, salad's not going to be enough. I need something substantial. Something
I mean,
hot
it's like
that makes my
oh,
belly warm when it goes down.
it's like when you go to like say Chipotle or something and they have those burrito bowls and you're like, I'm not eating a burrito bowl. I need the full burrito, like 100% or none of it.
Indeed.
Uh, but with that being said, I mean, we're going to be going into game number 3 very, very soon. And again, flag teams Cham leading up 2-0, and KoreanAir has to figure out something. But again, it looks like we actually have the map pick now. So not exactly again, but Belcher Vestige going to be the map choice from KoreanAir. What do you think about this?
Belcher is a safe map to pull off many a build. So hopefully he'll have something fancy to show us.
All right, large variety is going to be possible, and that might be just what KoreanAir needs. He needs a bit of an opportunity to do something where he can't really be expected to be going for that. And what do you think about that last game? Do you think that because Whirlwind was the choice, that Cham just kind of knew my opponent's probably going to be going for that macro game, and
Yeah,
that's why he decided to play aggressive?
I think that's exactly what happened. I think that's a perfect call. Yeah,
All right,
he
well
bet on KoreanAir to go macro because that's the safe bet on Whirlwind, and he was like, "All right, fine, I'll do a one base banling timing and see how it works out."
yeah, man. So I think that Belcher Vestige is going to be a good choice for in response to that because, as you said, there's a wide variety of builds that could be played out over here. It's going to be a little bit harder for Cham to actually read KoreanAir, and that might give KoreanAir the fighting chance that he needs to come back with the reverse quote-unquote all kill in this series.
It'd be nice to see.
But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and introduce the players as we spawn down here in the bottom right-hand corner of Belcher Vestige. On top of the blue Zerg player representing Lag team is going to be Cham, currently up 2-0.
And in the top left corner, representing Team Gravity and the first of 3 matches, it is KoreanAir.
And I mean, so far we don't have a 6th pull yet, so it's a small little sign. But I'm curious. Cham is actually up to 10 drones, 10 out of 10. So unless he's gonna go for some sort of extractor trick, is he gonna throw down a spawning pool soon?
No, not necessarily. I mean, they're both making overlords, so neither is going for extremely early pool.
Is Cham making an overlord?
Here we go again. Cam goes for early pool.
I mean, you're up 2 games. Why not?
I missed. I thought I saw an overlord in Cam's production. I was completely wrong.
Yeah. It's all good. And we actually end up seeing a gas geyser going down. Is Cham gonna be going for some sort of speedling or banling play, or is this?
Oh, there's definitely speedlings. Oh yeah, 2 gases. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, it's just a extractor trick. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because do we still not have an overlord coming out for Cham? I still don't see an overlord. Oh my god, that is a really late overlord.
Yeah, this is a hyper aggressive 10 pool right here.
Oh man. So I guess with 2 guys on each gas, 2 guys on that single gas geyser, he's gonna have enough gas for speed very, very soon. And the question is gonna be, how does KoreanAir respond? Well,
KoreanAir doesn't even have his pool down yet, so he has no way to make any defense.
All right, Shadow. I have to say it. I have to be blunt. This is looking really, really bad for KoreanAir, and unless he has some sort of godlike macro or micro, he suddenly has like actual robot take over his body for the next 5 minutes. I don't know how he can defend this.
He can't really. I mean, his pool's not going to be done for another 40 seconds. And even then, he's only got 1 larva right now. I mean, he's about to have a few more, but he's not going to really have any ability to make anything except for maybe a spine.
Yeah, and he does end up canceling that hatchery, but I mean, he already went for the gas geyser. The spawn pool's gonna be finishing up soon.
I wouldn't have canceled the hatchery. I would have left it there and tried to delay him a little bit while Cham tries to knock it down a little bit. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what he can do now except for put down a few spines.
Yeah, he has the opportunity to try and go for some drone drill and just delay a little bit. I mean, he does have his 6 worker advantage, so he can afford to lose a couple, but GG just gets called, and it looks like Lag Team's Cham taking the series 3-0.
Yeah, that was pretty much. Unfortunately, you could say it was a build order loss, but it shouldn't be a build order loss. You don't have to lose when you get 10 pulled, even if you go hatch first. It's just he waited so long to get his pull down that it kind of delayed his ability to defend.
Yeah, I think that did he go for the hatchery and then the gas geyser and then the spawning pool?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. He took just a little bit too long to get the pull down.
So a bit of greedy play, and it's one of those things where it's like, I suppose if your opponent doesn't go hyper aggressive, you kind of end up a little bit ahead because it's like, well, you get down that early gas geyser, you get to mine a little bit, like you're taking a risk, but you have to pay the consequence if you take that risk, and you're wrong.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I mean, these are show matches, so I mean, there's really nothing to be bummed out about.
That's true.
You know, just throw out a build, see what happens. Why not?